All right, guys, let's go ahead and take this flow map. And what we're going to be doing, and excuse the noise, they're doing all kinds of yard work outside my classroom right now. But we're going to do two separate problems. And for Miss Alonzo's class, you guys went through the notes. We're going to do something similar to that, okay? But for my class, we actually didn't get through all the notes. So this will be kind of new to you, the way you see it all. So it's okay. All right, now, as you look through this, let me go ahead and write this down. Y equals 2x plus 1 and 2x plus 3y equals 19. And we're going to zoom in on this, okay? As we look at this, I talked to my kids yesterday and I talked on the video as well. What does y equal? What does y equal? So if I'm looking at both of these questions, what does y equal? And if you can tell when you're looking at both the equations, if you're looking for what y equals, and let me just be clear, sometimes it might just say what x equals as well. But for this one, it's pretty easy to see. What does y equal? Y equals 2x plus 1. For today's lesson, you're always going to have that piece of what y equals. So use that for your help as you go on. And what I want to see is eventually you can go ahead and just put a rectangle. Today it's going to be an index card you're going to be using, but think of it as a rectangle. And what does this box equal? What does this rectangle, equal? The rectangle equals y. The rectangle equals y. So when I look for this rectangle, I want to go ahead and find a spot that I can put it in this equation. And where am I going to put it in this equation? If you can notice it, it's going to be right where again, what does this rectangle equal? Y. So I'm going to put this where the y is. So go ahead and put the rectangle around here. Hopefully those two images make sense. You're going to fit that in right there. So I'll give you a little arrow going down, and we're going to write replace y with, and hopefully that makes sense for you. We're going to make our notes super simple. So replace y with 2x plus 1. Okay? So 2x plus 1, they're literally like mowing right behind me. Come on, guys. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and plug this in. Sorry, guys. As we put this in here, 2x, I'm going to rewrite this second equation right now, plus 3, and I'm going to leave a big space there. And you know why. You know why. Get it? But all right, so you know why, what's going to happen here. So we're going to go ahead and just plug it right in. I'm going to put parentheses instead of the box. 2x plus 1. Okay? And that's the whole first step. That's the whole first step. So now let's go to the second step. This was the whole first step. What did we do? We took this and we replaced it. We rewrote the second equation. All right. Now I'm going to write this out again. I'm going to go ahead and put 2x plus 3 equals 19. And I'm going to actually go ahead and write this equation out. 2x plus 1. And then I'm going to solve for it. So look at my notes I'm going to write. I'm going to put solve for x. Can't you solve for x now? We got rid of the y, we replaced it. Now we can actually solve for x. We can do our steps. I think we're really strong in this standard. I think we're really strong in solving equations. So all you do is distribute, combine like terms. Distribute, combine like terms. And I think you guys got this. So let's go ahead. We're going to go ahead and distribute first. So I'm going to rewrite 2x plus 6x, right? 3 times 1 is 3, equals 19. All right, all I did was distribute first. Now I look at this side of the equation. What can I do? Is there any like terms? I have 6x and 2x. I'm going to get 8x plus 3 equals 19. I'm going to subtract 3. Running out of room here. 8x equals 16. Well, I'm going to divide 8. And x is going to equal 2. Now, if the problem was only asking for X, you would be done. And on your exit ticket, there are 2 questions that just want X, and you would be done. But some of them want more than that. So I'm just going to go ahead and put this piece X equals 2 is important. You know what else is important? We also want to know what Y equals. Okay? So as we do this, let's make sure you understand this is what's going to happen. Bring back first equation. Bring back the first equation and plug in X value to get Y value. And it seems like a lot to write, but you will understand pretty quick. I'll go back to that. You guys can pause it right there. You will realize real quick what's happening. So I take this, I'm bringing it back here. I know there's a lot of arrows going on, but for this part here, we're going to do Y equals 2x plus 1. And I'm literally going to draw that there. All right. This is the first equation, correct? What can I do with this x? It says I can plug in x value to get y value. So I'm going to zoom in here. I'm going to take this x value. I'm going to plug it in right here. Okay? So now I have 2 times x plus 1. And what does that all equal? That all equals y. So what is x again? X equals 2, isn't it? So I'm just plugging in 2 for x. So 2 times 2 is 4. 4 plus 1, 5. What does y equal? 5. This can be done in your head a lot of the times. As you finish the problem, you can mentally do this. 2 times 2, you can see that real quick. 2 times 2 plus 1 is 5. All right? Let's do one more. You guys, we're not going to worry about the notes on the bottom. You can just use the notes above to kind of help you. But let's go ahead and try this one on the bottom. Y equals 5x plus 2. 2y minus 5x equals 24. All right? If we know our first step, if we looked up top here, we want to figure out what does y equal and how we're going to replace it to get our answer here. So let's go ahead and think about this. Okay, cool. We're going to replace this. We see that right there, hopefully. You can see that. We're replacing this with y. Remember that. And I don't know why I would make my y's different. That's kind of weird to me, but we are going to put it here. All right? It's in a little different spot than it was in the last problem. So then we're going to rewrite the problem. 2 Can you see how that worked out? So this is here, and it's going to go here. So it's going to be 5x plus 2. If you ever notice there's a y and an x in your equation, something went wrong. There should only be an x or only a y. You want to solve now. You want to solve this all the way down for x. You can't do that when there's 2 variables in there. So let's go ahead and do this. All right, I'm writing out the whole equation again, the one we just changed. Go ahead and solve this for x. I want to get an x equals. And I'm going to put that x equals also right here. (10x) plus 4 minus 5x equals 24. Like terms, now be careful. Be very careful. This is not a positive 5. That is a negative 5x. Look at that equation there. Whatever is in front of that number is a negative 5x. Notice there's nothing here in front of this. It's a positive. If there's nothing there, it's positive. They're not going to write plus 10x, okay? But here is a plus 4. You know that's a positive 4, okay? So this is going to be 10 minus 5, which becomes 5x. I'm going to bring down the 4, equals 24. I'm going to subtract 4. 5x equals 20. 5 into 20 is 4. All right, so x equals 4. We got that. Remember the first step again, or the last step, excuse me, the last step, which means you bring back the first equation. If you look at your notes, the first equation again, or not your notes, your flow map, was 5x plus 2. All right, 5x plus 2. Let's go ahead and start rocking on it. So we're going to go ahead and do, oops, what am I doing here? We're going to go ahead and plug it in. We're going to take this x, plug it in right there. Let's make sure you get that connection. If you solve all of this and you solve it down to a number, that's your y, okay? So if you do that, what is this right here? You can do it in your head. 5 times 4 is 20. 20 plus 2 is 22. All right, start getting that in your head. You'll be just fine.